Hi kids, today we want to talk about grammar. I really like to write, so I need to have good grammar. Let's begin. Okay kids, let's do advanced grammar. Okay, chapter 11, exercise 2. Before we translate these sentences, let's do a very quick review of gerund phrases. Very easy review. Okay, gerund phrases. What is a gerund? A gerund is a noun. How do you make a gerund? You make a gerund by adding an ing to the end of a verb. So a gerund is a verb plus ing. What can a gerund do? A gerund can do anything a noun can do. A gerund can be a subject, an indirect object, a direct object, a subject complement, or an object of the preposition. You must remember our very basic English sentences are 1. Subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. 2. Subject plus be verb plus subject complement. And remember, after a preposition is the object of the preposition. The object of the preposition is a noun. Okay, let's review some examples to demonstrate what gerund phrases are. Number 1, a gerund as a subject. Climbing a steep cliff is not as easy as it looks. A gerund as a subject complement. Number 2, a fun activity for kids is blowing bubbles on a windy day. 3, a gerund phrase as a direct object. Ethan narrowly avoided driving off the cliff. 4, a gerund phrase used as an indirect object. The teacher gives failing students F's on their report cards. 5, a gerund phrase as the object of the preposition. The child looked at his mother with loving eyes. With is the preposition. Loving eyes is the object of the preposition. All right, because we are translating sentences again, we have to review the keys to translating from Mandarin to English. 1, identification. Identify the verb. What is the verb? Color orange. B, who is doing the action? What is the subject? Color the subject pink. C, what does the subject produce through his action? What is the object? We'll color yellow. 2, what is the verb tense? That's very important in English. Verb tense, color that blue. All right, and just remember again, the basic English sentence is subject plus verb plus object. Remember, there are 2 objects. An indirect object is the person receiving the action, and the direct object, which is usually a thing. Okay, kids, before we translate, we need to recognize the sentence patterns that we are going to be using. So I want you to take out a black pen and do just what I did. All right, sentence number 1. The pattern is subject plus verb plus indirect object. Color subject, because that is going to be the gerund. Number 2, subject plus be verb plus subject complement. Color the subject, because the subject is going to be a gerund. Number 3, subject plus verb plus direct object. Color the direct object. The gerund is going to be the direct object. 4, subject plus verb plus direct object. Color the direct object. The gerund is going to be the direct object. 5, subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. Color the indirect object. That will be a gerund. Number 6. Subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. Color the indirect object. That will be a gerund phrase. 7. Subject plus be verb plus subject complement. Color the subject complement because that will be the gerund phrase. 8. Subject plus be verb plus subject complement. Color the subject complement because that will be the gerund phrase. Number 9. Subject plus verb plus direct object plus preposition plus object of preposition. Color the object of the preposition because that is going to be a gerund phrase. 10. Subject plus verb plus direct object plus preposition plus object of preposition. Color the object of the preposition because that will be the gerund phrase. All right, let's continue on with exercise 3, doing the same thing. We are finding the sentence pattern that we need to use to translate. Number 1, subject plus verb plus indirect object. Color the subject. That will be the gerund phrase. 2, subject plus verb plus direct object. Color the direct object because that will be the gerund phrase. 3, subject plus verb plus direct object. Color the direct object because that will be the gerund phrase. 4, subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. Color the indirect object because that will be the gerund phrase. 5, subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. Color the indirect object because that will be the gerund phrase. All right, number 6, subject plus be verb plus subject complement. Color the subject complement because that will be the gerund phrase. 7, subject plus be verb plus subject complement. Color the subject complement because that will be a gerund phrase. 8, subject plus preposition plus object of preposition plus verb. Color the object of the preposition because that will be the gerund phrase. 9, subject plus preposition plus object of preposition plus verb. Color the object of the preposition because that will be the gerund phrase. Number 10, subject plus verb plus indirect object plus preposition plus object of preposition. Color the object of preposition because that will be the gerund phrase. Okay, kids, it's time to translate. Chapter 11, Gerund Phrases, Exercise 2. Translate using a gerund. All right, remember, the key to translating is to find the verb, the subject, the direct object, the indirect object. This is called identification. You first find the verb. The verb is most important in English. Then you ask, who is doing this verb? Who? That is the subject. Then you ask, the subject is doing what? What is the direct object? Then you ask, the subject is doing what to whom? For whom? That is the indirect object. All right, so let's begin. Take out your orange. We are going to color the verbs. All right. Number 1, verb. Number 2, verb. 3, verb. 4, verb. 5. Oh, this one is very special because we're going to be using this idiom. The idiom is to give somebody or something all one's attention. The verb is give. Okay? Very good. All right, now after we find the verb, let's take out our pink and let's find the subject. Number 1, subject. 2, subject. 3, subject. 4, subject. 5, subject. After we find the subject, let's find the direct object. I use my yellow. All right, sentence 3. There is the direct object. Color yellow. Here's the direct object. There's the direct object. Here, number 4. There is the direct object. Here. Now remember, number 5 is special because we're using an idiom to give somebody or something all one's attention. So you give attention. Attention is the direct object. In this sentence here, that is the direct object. I used a purple or a violet to draw my indirect object. So number 1, here is the indirect object. All right. And number 5, we have to give somebody or something all one's attention. Somebody or something is the indirect object, and here it is singing. Now we can look at the time. All right. For sentence 1, this is simple present because it is a fact. Number 2, it is also simple present because it's a fact. Number 3, it's simple present because it's a habit or a fact. But look here. Number 4, that tells us this is the simple past. And number 5 is, again, simple present because it is the habit. All right, let's continue. All right, remember, take out your orange. We're finding the verbs. Here's the verb. But again, this is a special sentence. We're going to be using this idiom to give somebody or something too much time. The verb is give, right here. All right, number 7, here's the verb. Number 8, here's the verb. Number 9, here's the verb. But again, this is very special. We are going to use this idiom to get a bruise. The verb is get. All right, and number 10, here is the verb. Let's take out our pink. Let's find the subject. 6, here is the subject. 7, this is the subject. 8, this is the subject. 9, here is the subject. 10, here is the subject. All right. Now, let's find the object. Okay, number 6. This is the object. But remember, we are using this special sentence idiom to give somebody or something too much time. Too much time is the object, the direct object, okay? All right, here, number 9. This is the object, to get a bruise, that's the direct object. All right, here, 10. This is the direct object, right here. This is the direct object. All right, remember I use my purple or my violet for the indirect object. Number 6, this is the indirect object. See, to give somebody or something too much time. There's the indirect object right there. Okay. Now, let's look at the time. Let's look at the time. All right. Well, number 6, that is simple present because it's a habit. Number 7, it's a simple present because it's a fact. Number 8, simple present, it's a fact. Number 9, this happened before. It happened. You got a bruise, right? You got a bruise. So that's simple past because it happened. Here, this one, it's also the simple past because this already happened. It already happened, see? Color right there. There it tells you this happened. Simple past. All right, let's continue identifying the verb, subject, direct object, indirect object for exercise 3. Remember, we are translating using a gerund. Same idea. All right, let's find the verb first. Take out your orange. All right, number 1, this is the verb right here. Number 2, this is the verb. 3, here's the verb. 4, this is the verb, but this is special. We're going to be using this idiom to give something a try. So give is the verb. All right, number 5, this is not the verb. This is not the verb. Mr. Odisha colored that wrong. The verb is here. This is the verb. Why? We're going to be using this idiom to make somebody or something a priority. To make somebody or something a priority. To make a priority. So make. That is the verb that we're going to be using. All right. Let's find the subject with the pink. This is the subject. 2, this is the subject. 3, there's the subject. 4, there's the subject. All right, 5, there's the subject. All right, now let's find the direct object. Number 1, there's no direct object in number 1. Here, number 2, this is the direct object right here. This is the direct object. Number 3, this is the direct object here. All right, remember, we're using this idiom to give something a try. A try, that is the direct object. A try, that's the direct object. All right, number 5, this, priority. Remember, we're using this idiom to make somebody or something a priority. This priority, that is the direct object. All right, let's take our purple, our violet, our purple. Let's do the indirect object. Here, this is the indirect object. Okay? Here, number 4, this is the indirect object, the indirect object. Remember, to give something a try. This something is the indirect object. There it is. Again, to make somebody or something a priority for number 5. This is the indirect object right here. Indirect object here. This somebody or something is the indirect object. And that's right here. Okay, let's continue identifying. All right, orange for the verb. Here's the verb, number 6. 7, here's the verb. 8, this is the verb. 9, here's the verb. 10, here's the verb. Check out your pink. Here, there's the subject. 7, there's the subject. 8, there's the subject. 9, Scott is the subject. 10, this is the subject. All right. Look at this page. I don't see any yellow. There's no yellow here. So there's no object. But We need our purple. We have some indirect objects. All right, look at number 10. This is the indirect object right here. Color it purple, the indirect object. All right. All right, now let's look at our time here. 6. This is simple present. It's a fact. 7. Simple present. It's a fact. Now this is a simple past because this happened. This happened. All right, so simple past. It happened already. Number 9. This is also the simple past. Use your blue. See? There. That tells us the simple past. It happened. All right. Number 10, also the simple past. This happened. Okay, so we have identified the subject, the verb, the direct object, the indirect object for all of exercise 2 and 3. Now we can translate. Okay, let's begin translating. Exercise 2. Translate using a gerund. Number 1. Our sentence pattern is subject plus verb plus indirect object. Our tense is simple present because it's a fact. Make a gerund subject. So, there's the subject right there. We colored it in pink. And that is to ride a roller coaster. To ride a roller coaster. So ride is going to be changed into riding. So riding a roller coaster. Riding a roller coaster is one idea, one event, like it. It. Remember, this is simple present. He, she, it. The verb has an S at the end. So, riding a roller coaster, the verb is to scare, so scares. Riding a roller coaster scares. Scares whom? My little brother. So the sentence is, riding a roller coaster scares my little brother. Okay, again, riding a roller coaster scares my little brother. Riding a roller coaster is the subject, and it is also a gerund, riding. Remember, riding a roller coaster is one idea, one event. So it is it, like it. It scares. Again, simple present, scares. He, she, it. The verb needs an S. Okay, let's look at number 2. All right, this is a subject complement. All right, look at, I colored the subject complement green. This is the subject complement, okay? All right, and here is the subject, all right? This subject is a verb to read. Well, guess what? Look at gerund subject, to read, the gerund subject. So it's going to be reading, reading, all right? Reading, then the be verb. Remember, reading is one idea, one event. So it's like it. So reading, be verb is, because it's simple present. Reading is what? All right, it says here, an important skill. An important skill. And then here we have this, for everyone. For everyone. All right, so again, the sentence is, reading is an important skill for everyone. Okay, again, we're making a gerund subject, so that is reading. All right, remember our sentence pattern is subject plus be verb plus subject complement. So reading, remember reading is one event, one idea, so be verb is. Reading is an important skill. Look here, important is I, so we have an important skill for everyone. All right, let's look at number 3. Our sentence pattern is subject plus verb plus direct object. The verb tense is simple present because we're talking about a habit or a fact. And we're going to be making the direct object into a gerund. Okay? Now, if here is a time. I don't care about time. I can put the time in the front or at the back. I don't care. All right, here I'll put it in the front. So, in the summer. In the summer, comma, Karen. The verb is prefer. This is simple present, so Karen prefers. Prefers what? Oh, right here. Swimming laps. Swimming laps. Remember the verb is to swim, but we're making a gerund direct object. Swimming laps at the school pool. So in the summer, Karen prefers swimming laps at the school pool. That's a very easy sentence. Okay, number 3. In the summer, Karen prefers. Karen is one girl, she, verb plus S, it's simple present. Karen prefers swimming laps at the school pool. Prefers. Who prefers? Karen. Karen prefers. Karen prefers what? Swimming laps at the school pool. All right, number 4. All right, look at our sentence pattern. Subject plus verb plus direct object. The verb tense is simple past. We're going to make a gerund direct object. Okay. Well, let's begin. The team. The team. Well, what did the team do? They practiced. Past tense. The team practiced. Practiced what? That's the direct object. Practiced running. They practiced running. When? Last Friday. The team practiced running last Friday. All right, number 4. The team practiced running last Friday. Very simple sentence. Subject plus verb plus direct object. Number 5. All right, this is difficult because we're using this idiom to give somebody or something all one's attention. The sentence pattern is subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. The gerund is going to be the indirect object, right here, the indirect object. All right, so let's begin. Oh, remember, this is simple present because it's telling us a habit. Maria is one girl. Maria gives what? Singing. Maria gives singing all, Maria is one girl, her attention. Maria gives singing all her attention. Okay, let's look at the sentence. 5. Gives is the verb. Who gives? Maria gives. Maria gives what? All her attention. Maria gives all her attention to whom? To what? For what? To what? Singing. Maria gives singing all her attention. Okay, kids, thank you for watching this video. Now I need you to do a big favor for me. I want you to like this video. And I want you to leave a comment for me. I want you to write, "Thank you, Mr. Radisha," and then leave your English name. Really appreciate it. Thanks.